Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are going to be starting a new project today. When I moved into this house, it came with a 12-foot little like Mod V John boat. And I mean, it's super old. It's got to be a 70s or so. And what I want to do is put a small little transom on it and turn it into a mud boat. And I want to put like a little 6.5 horse just longtail mud motor on it. And just to get into a couple spots that we hunt out here, because we have a few little marshes that just get so overgrown that you can't get a regular outboard through them, or you'd have to paddle in with a kayak, which isn't the end of the world, but it would be so much easier to just have like a tiny boat like this. So I'm going to show you guys the boat, and then I'm going to start prepping it for paint. And I already bought the paint and I bought the transom board, so I'm just going to start sanding it today, and I might start painting it a little bit. And let's get into it.
This shit is strictly word of mouth. I'm so fly, I'm headed south. Independent and some shit, so I gotta make it count. They like, man, you sound legit. I'm like, I ain't got no quit. I'm like, I ain't got no click. All I brought with me is the bounce. I brought the bounce, It's a gift, not the one to go against. Love her, but I'm on the fence. I was working, take a hit. Bought the beat with half the rent, and I'm glad that it was spent. Every single fucking cent. Know the Hampton ain't the risk, but we'll take what we can get. Got a shoulder with a chip. I'm as focused as it.
Alright, so as you can see, it's not anything special, but it would be cool to utilize it for more than just paddling around in my pond. And honestly, having the mud motor would be nice for when the weeds do grow up in my pond, because then I can kind of chop them up. So I'm going to get this thing on some sawhorses and see what we can get done today. Alright, well that wasn't as bad as I thought. Just one little failed attempt. We were able to get it down there on the sawhorses. So I've got some paint, and I just got like the camouflage paint from Menards. I'm going to dry this off a little bit and then start sanding the sides, just so I can get those scuffed up a little bit so the paint holds. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Pretty big stick, dude. What are you doing with all that stick, huh? Sadie girl. Oh, this is Sadie. Alright, so I have gotten this whole side done, as well as part of the back, and the battery died on the drill. So what I'm going to do is start painting the side that I've got completely done, and that way it can start drying, and hopefully by the time that I'm done painting, then the other battery should be charged, well, at least enough to finish the back side, and then I can work on the other side too. So we're gonna get to painting. Alright, so we got one can of paint done, and that did the entire side and the back. It did the back side with a coat and like maybe a coat and a half, like some touch-up spots. And it did this entire side 2 coats. So hopefully that's enough to keep it on there. If it flakes or whatever, I'm not that concerned about it. And I have stencils coming this week that I'm going to throw some designs and patterns and stuff on. So really not that concerned about it right now. But I'd like to get the motor ordered here shortly and get all the camo paint done, and then possibly paint the inside of it. So this is just going to be part 1 of this series. It's not going to be anything too extravagant, but it should be pretty cool to have a little 12-foot mud boat to be able to just rip around these little marshes and stuff. So I'll show you guys the paint real quick. Like I said, it's not anything crazy, it's just rattle can, but it turned out pretty good. Once I was able to get a lot of like the dirt and the grime and whatever's been sitting on there for 40 plus years, it started to really shine up, and then I just kind of scratched it up a little bit so that it would hold the paint a little bit. But so the transom's got to go on, camo paint, got to order the kit for the motor and then go buy the motor. It's going to be a Harbor Freight 212 6.5 horse motor, and we'll get it on this thing. Oh, and then I gotta get a new HIN from my buddy who's a game warden. He's watercraft, and he's gonna come over and get it figured out so that I can register it. And then I probably won't put it on a trailer. I'll probably just put it in the back of my truck, because my truck with the tailgate down, the bed's 10 foot, so the motor only weighs 50 pounds. This boat doesn't weigh very much, so maybe rig up like a skid or something to slide it in on. But like other than that, I'm not that concerned about it. I didn't pay anything for this boat. It came with the house, so all I've had to do is just kind of fix it. It has a crack in it, but I just fixed that with some marine sealant and a little bit of like aluminum plate, and I just screwed self-tapping screws into it. Really nothing crazy, but hopefully you guys enjoy this little series. It's not going to be anything too crazy like I said, but it should be pretty cool, and hopefully it gives you guys some thoughts, like if you want to build a little mini mud boat. But subscribe, like, comment what you guys think about it, and we'll catch you on the next part.
Yeah, man, I'm feeling outstanding.